Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. You preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the air. You a ghost and you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all that glitters gold, and have a story you never told. But now we see the light. We gonna stand up for rights. Come on, get up, stand up. Everybody, stand up for your rights now. Get up, stand up, and don't give up the fight. Most people think a great God will come from the sky, take away everything and left everybody dry. But if you know what life is worth, you would look for yours right here on earth. And when you see the light, you have to stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Cause we're sick and tired of this bullshit game. Die and go to heaven in Jesus' name. I know and understand our Father is a living man. You fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And now we see the light. We're gonna stand up for your rights. Come on, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on today?
I can't connect to your Wi-Fi network. You can
Gosh, Alexa's acting out. All right, so let's get this started. This is how the format's going to go. Now, the other day I was irritated, and I was pissed off. So I calmed myself down just a little bit. And if you guys are on the Slack chat, you would definitely know how irritated and pissed off I was. And there's a lot of bullshit game that's going on that we're all dealing with. And this is shit that we should not have to deal with in this cryptocurrency market. So this is the way the format's going to go today. First thing I'm going to do is start blasting some of these exchanges that have done us wrong, that have taken advantage of us. And a lot of people have been taken advantage by these exchanges. And I want you guys to start blasting off some of these exchanges too as the format goes off. If these exchanges did you wrong, then we're going to start blasting off some of these scam coins that are out there to make everybody aware of all these scams so that nobody invests in them, not a single dime. Then we're going to start blasting off some of these YouTubers that have misled their followers and completely sold out. They might have had good intentions in the beginning, but as time went on, they saw that dollar sign and they completely sold out. And I want you guys to blast them off. Name them if you have to name them. Then last but not least, we're going to give some props to a lot of YouTubers. And they're a dime a dozen. There aren't too many of them. But there are some honest ones out there. Honest ones that have the integrity. YouTubers that I would trust, that I would follow. There aren't too many of them, but there are a handful of them. Because they're all not bad. Not all YouTubers are bad. So I definitely want to give props out to some of the YouTubers that are out there. So I want you guys to start blasting off as this topic is going on, because I want everybody to be able to read this chat and see exactly what's going on. All right, so let's start with some of these exchanges that have done us wrong. We'll start with Coinbase. Fucking Coinbase. Locking people out of their account. These are people that rely on their money. Fucking with their money is like fucking with their emotions. And if you guys have kids in the background, I apologize. But, put on the headset, move your kids out of the room. Because things that are going to come out of my mouth are not going to be good today. But exchanges are the root of all evil. Going forward, I will not give a single dime to any of these exchanges. I will not put them on my YouTube channel and give them a second of exposure of their platform. My eyes have been open now of all this crazy shit that is going on. A while back, I kind of sat back and looked at it, but I can't sit back anymore, to be honest with you. I'm fed up. I've had it. And, I can't turn my back on the shit that is going on. And I'm hoping you guys can see, what I see. So Coinbase, locking people out of their account. Customer service sucks. Brian Armstrong, the fuck are you doing? The fuck kind of company are you running? Locking people out of their account for 6-7 weeks, not returning their support. I've had issues with Coinbase. I let it slide. But it's that saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And then they're going to go and get phone support, and they can't even handle their email support. There's still a lot of people that have not gotten support, and they take to Reddit, they take to Twitter, they take to Facebook, emailing them left and right. Can't get a fucking response. And now they got phone support. I'm going to be on hold for 6 weeks on the phone? Get your shit right first, Brian Armstrong, or you're going to be losing a lot of fucking customers because you already lost me. And I'm sure, I don't have too many viewers, but the more people that watch this, the more they're going to understand that we don't need these fucking exchanges. They need us more than we fucking need them. And we need to be able to show them that they actually need us. Because we stop using their platform, we stop transferring money to their account, we stop transferring cryptocurrencies to their account. What are they going to do? Then maybe they'll see the light and realize how fucked up their shit is. How fucking did us completely wrong. A lot of people. They fooled me once. That was shame on them. I'm not going to allow it to fool me again. Not at all. So Brian Armstrong, get your shit fucking together. Give everybody back their fucking Bitcoin cash. Stop holding it. Stop trading it. So I know you're making tons of money off of it. Release people's Bitcoin cash. Give it to them. It's theirs. They've earned it. And let's talk about that flash crash. You got to think outside the box, really. And when I read anything, when I hear anything, I form my own opinions. I don't believe what fucking people say. So that flash crash happened, right? $30 million worth of ether. Sold at market level. Caused the price to crash, right? Price only crashed to $225. That's what that $30 million worth of ether market sell did. It crashed it to $225. But their systems failed. Their systems failed to the point where they started taking out margin calls. They started, I gotta take a breath. They started taking out stop losses, rapid stop loss fire, basically. Got the price to go down to 10 motherfucking cents from 318 seconds and 4 millisecond. Not even a fucking half a second, 4 fucking milliseconds that it took for the price to drop from 225 to fucking 10 cents. And who do you think was buying at the bottom? Who do you think was buying at the bottom? It was Coinbase. They were the ones buying at the fucking bottom. And that's why they didn't reverse their trades. It's happened before on Gemini. Some rich little fucking kid fat fingered a fucking market buy order on Bitcoin. And this is way back in the day when Bitcoin hadn't even seen $300. He got the price to go from $200 to like $1,100 within a matter of seconds. Some kid fat fingered a market buy order. What did Gemini do? They reversed that order, completely reversed the order. And Coinbase could have reversed that order. But did they? No. because they were the ones buying at the bottom. And what happened, when that flash crash happened? They came out with a statement saying, oh, our systems worked good. They were legit. All those trades were legit. We're not reversing anything. Until a class action lawsuit lingered. You know what happens with a class action lawsuit? If it lingers, regulators start knocking on the door. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're going to make it right. We're going to give people back their money. Because Brian Armstrong didn't want fucking regulators coming in and knocking down at their door. Because if they opened that door and let them in, shit would hit the fan. Regulators would discover shit that Coinbase did not want them to discover. So whether it was Coinbase selling $30 million worth of Ether, because they knew what it would do to the price. They increased margin, leverage 2 days beforehand. They know where everybody is leveraged. They know where the stop losses are. They know who's on margin. They know all that shit. And they decided, you know what? We're going to buy at the bottom. We're going to get this market to crash. And we're going to say somebody sold $30 million worth of Ether at the market level. Bullshit, Brian Armstrong. Bullshit. Can't fucking fool me. That is the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've been trading for years, making millions of dollars off of us and not instituting a circuit breaker to prevent this from happening. And then causing people to grief and be like, I lost my money. I lost everything. I mean, look at Reddit. Look at, people that were ranting and of what happened to them and that they were losing their life saving. Let me take a deep breath. So going forward, Coinbase, I will not be using you at all. Not one bit. Let's get to BITTREX. Another fucking exchange. Let's rip people off. Fucking BITTREX. Locking people out of their account for no apparent reason. Not one fucking reason. What was the reason for locking people out of their account? And now we got to remember, people rely on trading to make a living, to put food on the table for their kids, to pay their mortgage, to pay their rent. This sustains their living. Fortunately, I don't need the money that I trade with to sustain my living, but there are a lot of people that do need it. They require it. So at the end of the month, they take their profit, move it to their bank account, pay their mortgage, pay their rent, put food on the table for their kids to sustain their living. And that's completely normal, because if I had to, that's what I would do. But to lock somebody out of their account and they got $20,000, $30,000 in there, they can't pay their mortgage. They can't put food on the table for their kids. They can't buy clothes for their kids. They can't sustain their living. What kind of fucking shit are we dealing with these days where exchanges feel like they can just lock you out and you try to contact them through support and they don't get back to you whatsoever? We're just a number. That's all we are. We are just a number to them. They can care less about us. But as long as we keep giving them money, as long as they keep making commission off of us, as long as we keep transferring our cryptocurrencies to them, they will continue to do the same exact shit that they're going to continue to do, and they're going to continue to do it forever. Going forward, I will not be using BITTREX. I will not be loading their website on my live stream whatsoever. They're dead to me, basically. And a couple weeks ago, what do? They get every single cryptocurrency to crash on their platform because they're taking commission through cryptocurrency. So if you buy cryptocurrency, you're going to pay commission through that cryptocurrency. They're going to take a cut of whatever cryptocurrency you're either buying or selling. So they're hoarding all these different cryptocurrencies that they've earned through commission. What do? They dump every single one of them all at once, cause everything to tank. So if you had a stop loss in, it was executed. Completely executed at a wrong price that shouldn't be executed at all. What do you think they were doing? They were buying at the fucking bottom. They were benefiting off of us. That's fucking called stealing. If they can get the market to fucking crash on their exchange and they know where everybody has their stop loss limits in the book, they can get it to crash, and they can get it to crash hard, and they're going to be buying at the bottom and profiting off of us. A lot of people lost money. A lot of people lost their cryptocurrencies. And I don't blame them for putting in a stop loss. If something is $30, somebody might have had a stop loss at $15, thinking it's not going to get there, but I'm going to protect myself. But all of a sudden they get it to crash because they know where everybody is stacked up. They know where all the stop losses are. It's complete fucking manipulation. Taking advantage of the average person that's using their platform that they're making money off of us. So blast off some of these exchanges. If they did you wrong, blast them off on the exchange. On this chat. Blast it off on this chat so that when somebody's watching this weeks, months, years down the road, they'll know exactly how shady these exchanges are. And just about every single one of them are fucking shady. I don't trust them. I don't trust any of them whatsoever. Not one. So if they did you wrong, blast them off. Make your voice heard. Yes, Gemini is probably the only one that has been somewhat solid. Yes, I completely agree with that. I do. And that was something that I was going to mention. But all these other exchanges, I don't trust them one bit. Not one single bit. POLONIEX. BITFINEX. Shutting out U.S. residents because they didn't want to fight regulation. They didn't want to deal with the U.S. regulation. They took the pussy way out. They really fucking did. And something that irritated me about them is I had a great position on sand. My technical analysis on it was on point. Got in right at the right time because I knew what it was going to do. And I was up a good amount of money from 25 cents to 46, 47 cents. All of a sudden I go walk away from my computer and they put out an announcement saying we're banning all U.S. residents in 3 months. And if you're a U.S. resident and you're in EOS or you're in SAN, you got 5 days to get out of that position. They caused a massive panic on EOS and SAN. I got to my computer and I was like, fuck, this shit is dropping. Drops to 38, 36, 37. I'm trying to get out. I couldn't get out at all. And with 14,000 coins, I couldn't hit that market sell. That would cause a huge slippage. So I'm trying to put in a market sell, and I was finally able to get out at 31 cents when I could have got out at 48 cents. What happened a couple of days after that? They retracted that statement. And SAN goes up to 57 cents. They caused that panic so they could buy in at the bottom. Like, how fucked up is that? They manipulated that price. It wasn't somebody on Twitter tweeting shit out, fake news. It was fucking BITFINEX that caused that panic by putting out that announcement and then retracting that announcement. If that's not pure manipulation, I don't know what the fuck is, to be honest with you. I really don't. They completely manipulated that. POLONIEX, that's a whole different story there. Those 4 exchanges, honestly, are the root of all evil. And we should not be giving them a dime of our money whatsoever. We need these decentralized exchanges to come out. We need them to come out fast, so that we can start utilizing something that's a little more trustworthy than these centralized exchanges that are just going to rip us off left and right. That's all that they're going to do. So let's see what you guys are saying about some of these exchanges. And if they did you wrong, blast them off on this chat. Blast them off so that somebody could read them. And I'll go back after this video ends and read some of these comments that you guys are saying because I'm not really reading them. I might catch 1 or 2 off the corner of my eye. But these exchanges have just done us wrong, completely wrong. And I know a lot of people that have been taking advantage of these exchanges, a lot of people that are still locked out, that can't get their money out. If they don't want you using their exchanges, then they should tell you and give you a couple of days to get your coins out, to get your money out, instead of them holding it. What do you think they're doing with those coins that are on their exchange that their customers don't have access to? They're fucking trading them. They're making millions of dollars off of them. That's what they're doing. And if you guys don't see that, you got to open your eyes and think outside the box. Because these exchanges will use us. They will abuse us. And we really got to stand up. We got to stand up to them. And that's why I played Peter Tosh, Get Up, Stand Up. Because, I would have played Bob Marley, Get Up, Stand Up. But Peter Tosh is more militant than Bob Marley. So that's why I decided to go with Peter Tosh. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that song in the beginning of this video. All right, going to coins. Scam fucking coins that are out there left and fucking right. It seems like out of nowhere, they're just popping up like fucking crazy. It's the most ridiculous thing that I have seen in my life. The ones I can think about. BITFINEX. Can't believe they still fucking exist. BITFINEX. Another fucking BitConnect that's probably going to crumble. The house of cards are going to fall on these fucking scams. And I would be careful if you're in it, because it's going to crumble at the wrong time when you actually need that money. And it will crumble. Scams don't last forever. Read your coin. Read your fucking coin. Chain coin. Plexi coin. Control finance that already crumbled and stole millions from people. If you're involved in any of these, I would reevaluate what you're doing, because they will take advantage of you. And control finance was the biggest example out of all of them. And the other ones will come crumbling. It's just a matter of time. Time will tell, but it will happen. Might not happen today, might not happen tomorrow, might not happen in a week, but it will happen. Like I said, it's going to happen when you least expect it to happen. So evaluate your options. That's all I could say. You know, if you're going to keep playing those games, you're going to get burned. Eventually, you will get burned and you're going to lose your money. And more than likely, I'll read about it on Reddit, because somebody will be out there ranting about what happened to them. So this is a warning that this shit will come crumbling down. And if you guys know of any other scam coins that are out there, blast them off. Put them on YouTube. Put them on the chat. Blast them off. I'm sure there's a bunch of them out there. It's just not those ones that I listed. But they're nothing but scams. That's all that they are. Nothing but scams. And then you got YouTubers that are hyping a different coin every single day just to make a buck. Selling their soul. Misleading their followers. Telling them to buy something that's going to the moon when it's not going to go to the moon. More than likely, it's going to crumble. They'll make a profit because they'll get out in time, but they're not going to tell you that they're getting out. Falcon, Western, never heard of those, but definitely scams. Scams. And there are a lot of scam coins out there. A lot of scam coins. We just need to make everybody aware of what they are. I only know of a handful, and that's it. You know, these multi-level marketing, like BitPetite. Yes, you're right. BitPetite, BitConnect. BitPetite is definitely not a token, but it is a multi-leveling scam, MLM. And there's a bunch of them that exist. And there's a bunch of them that think, you know what? I'm going to make some fast money, some easy money, but it comes crumbling down. Same thing with control finance. A lot of people got taken advantage of control finance. They really did. So if you guys want to start blasting off some of the YouTubers that have misled their viewers, that have misled you, that have not been honest, blast them off on the chat. Put their name out there. I'm not going to single them out, but if you want to single them out and put them on the chat, go for it. Go for it. They don't deserve to have as many subscribers as they do. And a lot of them are paid subscribers. They bought their subscribers. That's what they did. And, we got to remember, we created Crypto Traders Room because we wanted to be the last frontier on keeping it real with honesty and integrity. A place where you could converse, a safe place where you could converse and not have to worry about being misled or taken advantage of or told to buy something because it's going to the moon. And there's just tons of them out there at the current moment. And this YouTube space is just infested. It's infested beyond belief. And I couldn't sit back, and just close my eyes and pretend like it doesn't happen whatsoever. It's happening. And I hate to see people being taken advantage of. I've said it before many times on a lot of my videos. I'd rather see you guys make a buck than to lose a buck. Stick to what's solid. Don't stick to something that's fast money, because that money will come and go. And it's going to go at the wrong time when you least expect it to, when you actually need it. When you need it to buy a house, you're expecting to have that money to put down on a down payment. And you're getting ready to close, and that money's gone. What do? I'm sure it screwed a lot of people over. I'm sure a lot of people were expecting to have that money for something good, for a wedding, for a vacation, to replace their car, to buy new furniture, whatever it might be. And then that money is gone. But yeah, start blasting off YouTubers that have misled you, that have misled other people, that have tried to take advantage of you. Start blasting exchanges that have taken advantage of you personally, or they've taken advantage of somebody. Or if you're still locked out of that account and you've been trying to get a hold of them for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and can't get support. Just because we're an unregulated market doesn't mean this should be happening. This shouldn't be happening whatsoever at all. I mean, we're trusting them with our money. We're trusting them with our cryptocurrency. And they're just going to stab you in the back and lock you out of your account and not even notify you. I didn't know what was going on with BITFINEX. They could have sent me an email. They could have sent out a massive email to all their customers. But the only way you were able to find out was logging onto their account. That's where they had the announcement. There are people that have bought cryptocurrency and set it and forget it. And they have no clue what's going on until they actually log on to that account. So my honest recommendation, get your money off these exchanges. Get your cryptocurrency off these exchanges. Because if it can happen to somebody, it's going to happen to you. I don't have anything on these exchanges anymore, not whatsoever. I got 13 cents on Coinbase, and Coinbase, you could have that 13 cents. I got 2 Satoshis of Bitcoin Cash on BITTREX. BITTREX, you could have those 2 Satoshis of Bitcoin Cash. But yeah, I'm not keeping anything on any of these exchanges because they can lock me out at any time. Now, thank goodness, that's not money I rely on to sustain my living, to put food on the table for my kids. But there are a lot of people do. And before they lock you out, before they take your coins, take them off those exchanges. Get yourself a hardware wallet. Become your own bank. A lot of these YouTubers, like I said, when they started, they probably had a good motive. They're probably passionate about this cryptocurrency market. I'm passionate about it. I want to see this thing, mass adoption. I want to see other people get into this market, but I don't want to see anybody be taken advantage of at all. And I've never taken advantage of anybody, not one of my viewer. I would never tell anybody to buy a specific cryptocurrency. I would tell them what I'm doing and why I'm buying something. But I would say, don't buy it because I'm buying it, because this is completely turn on me. And I could definitely lose money. You're not going to make money if somebody else's lead. You got to do your own research. Somebody tells you to buy something, take that with a grain of salt. And if you are part of our Slack chat, and you've answered those questionnaires, one of the most important questions that I ask on that questionnaire is, what would you do if somebody told you to buy a specific cryptocurrency? Because that's important for me to know. Are you just going to jump in and buy it? Or are you going to do your own research and do your own due diligence? Because ultimately it falls on you when you make that trade. It doesn't fall on anybody else. You just follow somebody's lead. You got to do your own research and feel comfortable with what you're buying. Because when you hit that buy button and it goes down, you really don't have anybody to blame but yourself, to be honest with you. So I've never, ever told anybody to buy a specific cryptocurrency, but I will tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I'm buying. I'll tell you why I'm buying it. And it might work out great for me, might not work out great for me. So what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. So in this wild, wild west of a cryptocurrency market that we're in, you can't trust anybody. Don't trust a soul, to be honest with you. And if I tell you to buy cryptocurrency, which I never will, call me out on it. Call me out. And I will never get offended by that. Crypto Cutter. Buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. Remind me of Kramer on Mad Money. But, you know, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there. There's a lot of honest, you know, and they hold their integrity. They really do. You know, it's a dime a dozen that are out there. And definitely, you know, let's shoot them out too, you know, because I think those are the type of people that we want in this space. You know, if we want mass adoption, we want new people to come into this market and not be taken advantage of. Those are the type of YouTubers that new people should be following on a daily basis because they're not selling out. But the people that are selling out, they don't deserve to be on YouTube. They don't deserve to have as many followers as they currently do because all that they're doing is misleading people for their own benefit, and that's it. They can care less about you. You're just a number on their viewer list. It's all that you are, really. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep this rec real, and that's what this episode is about. It's about keeping it real. But, you know, I do follow a couple YouTubers. You know, when I first started getting into cryptocurrency, you know, I've listened to a lot of the YouTubers. It took me a couple seconds to say, never coming back to you again. Stuff coming out of your mouth is just bullshit. You're feeding me some shit. That's what you're trying to do. Never went back. Never gave him a minute of my time until I found some really good ones. And Omar, AKA Crypto with an O, is probably one of the most honest, and he carries himself with integrity, doesn't mislead people. You know, he's really the one that I would watch on a regular basis. Now, I don't have too much time to watch YouTube, but when I do, he's usually the first channel that I go to. I miss a lot of his live streams, you know, but I have made a couple. But he's the only one that I would actually support. Well, not the only one. You know, he's one of a handful that I would follow. You know, but we need to put out the word out there, you know, who's good in this YouTube space, who's bad in this YouTube space, because there are new people coming in every single day, you know, and they have no clue at all. You know, what YouTuber is going to mislead me, you know, what YouTube has the honest and integrity, you know, and there are a couple of them, you know, Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister, you know, he's one that I would follow. And I do follow him. I don't catch a lot of his videos. In the past, I did. Now things are getting a little busy in my life where, you know, like I said, I don't even catch Omar's videos too often, but I do try to catch Omar's videos as much as I can. Try to cover, you know, Bitcoin Meister, Adam Meister as much as I can. Ken Bozak, I used to listen to him. I had a lot of respect for Ken. And Ken, I still do have a lot of respect for you. You know, we're still going to do that meetup in Philly one of these days, like we talked about. But, you know, when you took that money, lost that respect for you, bud. But slowly but surely, you're starting to gain my respect back. And I did watch your last two videos about BitPetite. You know, but there aren't too many out there that are good that I would recommend anybody to follow. But there are a handful of them. And like I said, if you guys know who they are, you know, the good ones that haven't misled people, you know, put their name in the chat because they definitely deserve the recognition. They definitely do. And those are the ones I would recommend for people to follow. But all these other YouTubers out there, I wouldn't give them a minute of my time whatsoever. Not one single view. And you guys know who they are. That's basically my rant for today. That is my rant for today. You know, I'm going to try to talk to you guys. I was more heated after my live stream on Wednesday. I was heated. And I was actually going to do the live stream on Thursday, but I decided, you know what, let me wait. Let me sleep on this. You know, let me calm down a little bit. Because if I would have done a live stream on Thursday, it would not have been good. To be honest with you, it would not have been good. So I'm a little reserved today. You know, I'm calm. I'm cool. I know in the beginning I wasn't. I was heated. So you guys probably heard a lot of curse words coming out of my mouth, and I do apologize if I offended anyone. I do my best to not curse. And if you had kids in the background, I apologize. But I couldn't sit back. and not voice my opinion. You know, I have the platform to do it. And if people are going to hop on and watch this live stream and watch me rant, that's awesome. If I lose subscribers because of this, oh well. If I gain subscribers because of this, that's great. You know, I didn't do this to make money, not whatsoever. You know, YouTube doesn't pay. You know, I took off the affiliate codes of Coinbase and BITFINEX. I took those off. If you look on the bottom of this description, you're not going to see those affiliate codes anymore whatsoever. But I do have Amazon, you know, and that's probably the only one that I do have on there. I don't know if I do have one other one. But yeah, you will not see an affiliate for any of these Ponzi scams, any of these coins whatsoever. You know, I'm going to share something with you guys. You know, I get a lot of emails, you know, through Facebook, through Twitter, through YouTube, through LinkedIn. Yeah, BITTREX is unreliable. They're all unreliable. I'm not going to put her name on air, but I'm going to share the message with you guys. And I'm going to cross out, you know, who she works for. But let's go ahead. I'll put her face on there. I don't know if that's a female. Could be a dude. Who knows? Could be a she-male. But she writes me, we're creating a platform that combines YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and blockchain news built on Ethereum ERC-223. We have the creator of Ripple, which I can care less about, and the co-founder of IOTA, I can care less about, in our team. She has him in her team, or does she have him on her team? Who knows? We are looking for early investors in exchange of great benefits. Are you interested? I didn't respond. I don't respond to any of these emails that I get asking me to promote something. I can care less. If I think you're solid, I will promote you. I'll give you free airtime. I'll talk about you because that's something I believe in. And if I believe in it, I will talk about it. But there are very few things that I do believe in. And if you watch my interview with Daniel, CEO and founder of Crypto20, that's something I believe in. And I will continue to cover that as time goes on in the future. So I didn't respond to that. And she emails me again on Thursday. Hello, thank you for connecting. I crossed that out, of course. Are you interested in promoting us? We can give you 10% of the amount that your leads invest, and they get 10% more tokens with your code. As the minimum investment is 1 BTC or 10 Ether, we will give you a minimum commission of $573 to $308 per client. It's a great deal for bigger investments. Who does she think I am that I'm going to sell myself to make a couple bucks? Throwing dollar signs at me, thinking I'm going to sell out. She doesn't know who I am. I don't think she knows what I'm about and what I stand for and my honesty and integrity to promote something that I can probably care less about, to promote something that could probably be one of the biggest scams ever. And I'm supposed to mislead people that watch my YouTube channels and talk about this so I can make a little bit of money. I can care less if she was offering me $1,000, $10,000. I can care less. I don't need the money. I don't need their money. You know, money is just an object to me. I don't have a lot of it. I'm not rich, but I have the things I need. I don't have the things I want. And there's a big difference between need and want. And as long as I have the things I need, my kids have the things they need. We got food, we got shelter, we got clothes, we got cars that we drive. We're able to pay our bills on time. We're not struggling. But there's a lot of things I want, but I don't need them. You know, I grew up poor, and I'm still poor. I'm not rich. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not rich at all. So if you guys think I'm rich by not accepting this money, I'm not rich, not whatsoever. I drive a 2002 car. It's got issues, but I still drive it. Do I want a new car? Yeah, I want a new car. But do I need it? Absolutely not. Because my car still gets me from point A to point B. And I don't have issues driving that car. You know, but she thinks she can throw dollar symbols at me to get me to sell out. so that you guys can be misled, so that you guys can be scammed? No way. Absolutely not. So I don't know who she thought she was sending that to me, thinking I was going to sell out. I would never sell out whatsoever. But I get tons of those emails asking me to promote them, who they are. K-Boss lists, Data Dash, Box Mining, Crypto Bud, Node Investor, Bixware, JSNIP4 are good for learning about the coins, but not so much the price movement. Yeah, you know, everybody does their own thing, to be honest with you. Everybody does their own thing. And, you know, I do technical analysis. You know, they cover more on the fundamental analysis of the coin. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, we all have our own little niche, what we cover, as long as we're honest about it. We're not there to mislead people. You know, it doesn't really matter what topic they're covering. And, you know, I would love to do a collaboration with, you know, the good YouTubers that are out there. You know, nobody that is misleading people. You know, LA Token is one of them. LA Token scammed US investors. And there are people that reviewed LA Token. Yes, Brandon Kelly, absolutely. Absolutely. I've talked to Brandon Kelly, not on the phone, but, you know, through Facebook message. Yeah, Brandon Kelly's cool. I do like Brandon Kelly. You know, like I said, I mean, there are a handful of YouTubers out there that are good, that are decent, that are honest, that have the integrity, but there's a lot of them that don't whatsoever. But, you know, and I definitely want to give props to the good YouTubers that are out there, because those are the people that we need in this space. If we want that mass adoption, if you believe in cryptocurrency, you know, to kind of get away from this financial system of a scam that we're in that only benefits the 1%, only benefits the elite, you know, we need mass adoption of cryptocurrency. And we need cryptocurrency to thrive. But it's not going to thrive when you got scammers left and right every single where on YouTube, pumping every single thing that they can possibly pump. You know, and new people coming on, they're not going to come back to this market. That's going to curve mass adoption. It's going to curve it. And I want to see this thing do great. I want to see cryptocurrency do great things, you know, before I pass away. You know, and teach my kids about it so that they can teach their kids about it. Olaf, yes, I don't need your money. I don't need any of their money. You know, I'm able to sustain my living, you know, with the money that we have. And I don't need more than what I need. It's great to want things. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great to want things. But do you need it? No. And that's one thing I teach my kids. You know, there's a huge difference between need and want. It's nice to want things, but you don't necessarily need it. And, you know, my 8-year-old son definitely understands the difference between need and want. And I always ask him, what is it that you need? And he was like, oh, I need clothes. I need shelter. I need a roof over my head. Those are the exact words that he tells me. And I think it's the most awesome thing ever. You know, he doesn't say, oh, you know, I want a Wii. You know, I want a new dirt bike. Oh, I want this. I want that. You know, he knows what the needs are. And he knows that it's nice to want things, but he doesn't necessarily need them. But yeah, you know, I'm not going to sell out. I'm not selling out to anybody at all in this YouTube world. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys when I do my live stream, and I'm going to continue to be honest with everybody on here. And if honesty is something that, you know, you want, join Crypto Traders Room. You know, pound that like button, subscribe. And if you're subscribed to any of these scammers that have been blasted, I would definitely reevaluate that. You know, because a lot of new people coming onto this market and they're going on YouTube, you know, they're looking at somebody, you know, that has tons of followers and they say, oh, he must be good. And they'll subscribe. And then it's a chain reaction with a lot of other new people coming on. But I'm hoping people are able to read these messages on here and decipher who's good and who's bad and make that decision so that they're not taken advantage of, so that at least they're made aware of this wild, wild west of a cryptocurrency market that we're in. I mean, it's bad enough with all these crazy ICOs. Oh, ICOs, LA token. I don't think I covered LA token. They lied on their white paper saying that they were approved by the SEC and had an SEC seal on their white paper that was the wrong SEC seal with crazy, typos and grammar errors. And what do? They take US investors' money and then they shut them out of their portal. I know somebody that has happened to. And a lot of it has to do because YouTubers are just, taking money from these ICOs and doing a review on them, a positive review. If you're going to do a review, you know what? Don't get paid for it. Do a review. Do an unbiased review. And if it happens to be a good cryptocurrency and you ends up being a positive review because you did an unbiased review on it, and that ICO wants to pay you for it, then that's perfectly fine. But an ICO coming to you and saying, we're going to pay you, do a positive review, and we'll do a scripted interview, and you do it, you're misleading your investors or misleading your viewers, because your viewers have a lot of trust in you, and that's why they subscribe to you. And that's why they follow you. And that's why they pound that like button, because they believe in what you're saying. But you're just misleading them, and that's all you're doing. And there's a lot of people out there that are just misleading people left and right. Tether, that's a scam. Tether is a scam. Thanks for mentioning that. I don't even think about Tether, because I was just heated about these exchanges that are just ripping us off left and right. But yeah, Tether, BitConnect. I mean, there's tons of them, and that's the problem. There's just tons of them. And we just need to weed out the ones that are bad. Don't invest in them. Don't invest in them. Because fast money is not easy money. Or easy money is not fast money. It can come and go. And it'll probably go quicker than it comes. So that's about my rant for today. That is my rant for today. And I know I didn't get to any of the comments whatsoever. And it's going to be tough for me to scroll up and start responding to some of the questions that you guys might have asked me. But I'm going to try to get to whatever's on my screen. But first I need a sip of coffee. Oregon Homegrown, welcome, buddy. I remember you from way, way back in the day when I had my old laptop and it was giving me issues. Audio was horrible. Video was horrible. And you wrote me a message and you were like, you're awesome, man. I'll follow you, but get your audio fixed. I remember that, bud. Oregon Homegrown. I think you were from Canada, from what I remember. Could be wrong. Node Investor, CoinMeister or CoinMaster, and CTR are my top 3. Crypto Cutter, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oregon Homegrown, thank you for that comment that I'm doing a great job. Seriously appreciate it. Yeah, BK's good. BK's good. I mean, his TAs are on point. They're some of the best that I've seen. Brandon Kelly, shout out to you, bud, if you're listening, if you're watching. But yeah, shout out to Brandon Kelly. Yes, everything should be taken with a grain of salt, honestly. Think outside the box. And I've said that before on my live streams. If you read something, think outside the box as to why it's being said. A lot of these ICOs will put out a press release. I wouldn't believe a word they're saying on this press release. It's bias. It's coming from them. Yeah, do your own research before you actually invest your hard-earned money, because there's a possibility you're going to lose it. At least if you did your research and you put money into it, then you might feel a little better about it. instead of just jumping into something because somebody said that it's great. It's the latest thing. You should put your money into it. It's going to the moon. It's at 10 cents. It's going to go to $1. And people fall for it. People fall for it, unfortunately. Real Crypto, I've never heard of him. I might like Real Crypto. He only cares about TA, doesn't even attempt to learn much about the fundamentals. You know, that's almost like me because, yeah, I don't really care too much about the fundamentals, especially if it's something I don't really know. I know what I need to know about the top 10 coins in the sense of fundamental because I've been covering them for a long time. But yeah, you know, I'm a trader. You know, technical analysis is all that we're worried about. You know, make a profit. You know when you're buying, you know when you're selling, stick to that plan and execute that plan. Have a plan of action for your entry, for your exit. Okay, bossless, you don't get scammed. You just hold on to fallen coins for too long. Well, you need a game plan, bud. You need a game plan. You know, you have an entry plan. You need an exit plan before you even enter. And that's something that will take a while to, you know, to get. You sell them just in time to get the huge gains. You know what? Everybody does that. And I'll be honest with you. You know, when I first started trading the traditional financial market, you know, I would get into something and it would drop. And I would get out of the trade and it would go up. And it was just like every single time. And I'm like, man, what is it? A conspiracy? Is somebody out to get me? It's like every time I get into something, it drops. Every time I get out of that position, it goes up. I'm like, what is going on? If it's ERC token, it's BS token. Not all of them. Not all of them. You know, I'm not going to say they're all BS. Definitely not. But there will be, you know, a lot of them that are. You lost trust in LTC. Don't lose trust in LTC. LTC is a solid investment. It doesn't move like, I mean, you're losing trust in it maybe because it doesn't move like other things are moving, like these crap coins are moving, you know, going up 50, 60, 70%, 1,000%. But it's a solid investment. Don't lose trust in it. And I don't have any LTC, so, you know, it's an unbiased response that I just gave you. You know, I have not looked at the charts at all today, at all. So if you're saying it's getting ready to close, I mean, I don't even know what the price is. So if you guys want to tell me what the price of BTC is, I'll definitely take a look at it later. But I want to try to, you know, be as interactive as I can with you guys and answer your questions, considering I'm done ranting. I'm done ranting, you know, so I'm cool. I'm composed. David, respect to you, bud. Respect to you as well. Yes, morning coffee, man. You know, unfortunately, I ran out of coffee. I ran out of creamer. So I'm drinking Burger King coffee, unfortunately. It's the worst coffee, but I needed something this morning after dropping off my daughter at school. The chat looks great on the live stream. That's awesome. I'm glad. You know, and I wanted to put it up there so that everybody gets a chance to see these comments if they're watching this video later on. And excuse me. And like I said, I do apologize, you know, for the foul things that came out of my mouth in the beginning. So if you're offended, my apologies. BTC 5,900, that's awesome. Anybody that's holding, that's great. I mean, we're getting close to that Bitcoin gold fork. I hope it does get up to 6,000, you know, because I do believe in Bitcoin. And honestly, you know, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't trade Bitcoin because I have a lot of respect for it. You know, Bitcoin is meant to be held. It's meant to be, you know, a transfer of value, transferring it, you know, from one exchange to another exchange, because it's paired with everything. It really is. You know, in my honest opinion, if I had Bitcoin, I would trade it. And I think that's just the wrong thing to do with Bitcoin. You either buy it and hold it, or you buy it and use that to trade, because everything's paired with it. 59.50 now. But yeah, I'm going to chat with you guys just for a little bit, try to get to, you know, the bottom of the comments, and then I'll be ending this live stream, unfortunately, as much as I would like it to keep going. This is not a normal live stream today. It was more of me ranting because of the things that are going on. I really couldn't sit back and and just not really talk about this and have a closed eye to all the things that I'm seeing on a daily basis. I felt like this had to be addressed, and I felt like I just couldn't sit back, watch it happen, and not address it. Hide your wife and kids. Rec real. Yeah, dude, I try to keep it rec real today. I try to. Thanks for joining the live stream, bud. I don't know what happened to your mod status. Your mod status got taken away. We'll go ahead and add it back on for you. You know, to be honest with you, I don't even know if I can really focus in on doing a TA today. You know, for me to sit there and analyze. You know, I need to calm down. I need to get my composure back, have a clear head. And right now, I don't have a clear head at all, to be honest with you. And you know, if you're going to do TA, you need to have a clear head. You need to be sane. You know, because you need to be able to make that informed decision. You need to be able to see things. But Monday, starting Monday, we'll get back to our normal TAs, analyzing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and any other cryptocurrencies that you guys want me to take a look at and analyze. But I will not be accessing BITFINEX. I will not be accessing BITTREX. I will not be accessing POLONIEX. I will not be accessing Coinbase or GDAX. I'll use TradingView. I'll use CryptoWatch. Those will be the two platforms that I'll be using for my TAs. You know what, maybe I will go ahead and analyze BTC. Let me just get to a couple comments, Blake, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. Maybe that's one thing I'll do. But I'm definitely not clear-headed today, to be honest with you. You missed a rant? Yeah, dude, you can always rewind it. We should get all the scam, shady crap coins and do the scam coins hedge fund. People just need to invest with a chance of a minus 100% return. Yeah, 100% loss. 100% loss. You know, those are the great coins to short, to be honest with you. If you're on a platform that you can short, yeah, the scam, the shady, the crap coins. Yeah, man, shorting is where the money is on these crap coins, because there's really nothing that's fundamentally good that's going to back up these coins in the sense of the price action. Yes, Theo HX, there definitely needs to be a use case for a transparency roadmap, update to the community, information about the team members, investors. Exactly. You're absolutely right. And, you know, Crypto 20 is one of them. Really, Crypto 20 is the only one that I believe in, the only one that I would probably, well, not probably, that I will be covering on my live streams and talking about. I think it's a solid team that they have. They're very transparent. And, you know, for them to answer questions, I mean, they receive tons of questions, to be honest with you, and they receive the same question over and over and over again. You know, it's to the point where I'm like, man, dude, just scroll up and read the comments. Like, it's right there. They just answered that question 10 minutes ago, but they'll answer it as though they never got that question in the past. I mean, it's a solid team. So Crypto 20 is something I definitely believe in. Drinking coffee on the way to work in a cab. Dude, enjoy that coffee. I'm hurting. I need to go get Starbucks coffee. Oh yeah, shout out to Rec Real too. He's on this chat. Rec Real, he's got a website. It's called Recreational Real. Check out his site. Probably one of the best graphic designers I've ever seen. Done a great job. Actually designed my screensaver, and then that's also the banner on YouTube. So if you're looking for some great graphic design stuff, recreationalreal.com. Check him out. Rec Real, if you want to shoot off your website on here, you're definitely more than welcome to do so. I don't know why you don't have mod status though. Okay, you do. $59.65 on BTC. So 59.65 on BITFINEX, GDAX 59.49. Yeah, Oregon, you're absolutely right. Over time, holding BTC is the best thing to do. And that's why I can't buy BTC. I would end up trading it. Because I'm a trader. And I firmly believe that it should not be traded. That's just my honest opinion. You know, you should be holding BTC or transferring BTC so you can take advantage of other solid altcoins. Will Ponzi, turd, scam, and dump coins ever real take off? No, they won't. And I forgot to mention those on my live stream, Daniel. But yeah, thank you for joining, bud. The Ponzi, the turd, the scam, the dump coins. Oh, you guys are too funny. Too funny. All right, so what was the all-time high on this thing? All-time high. Okay, this is a 12-hour chart that we're looking at. 59.20 was all-time high, so it completely broke out above all-time high. So we got to get a little granular on this to see, you know, did it break out of that all-time high with a vengeance, or did it just kind of teeter-totter? Maybe I got to look at the 1 hour chart. All right, so that was a high there. So we're looking at a 1 hour candlestick. That's a very bullish candlestick there. But if we get a little granular, even a little more bullish, 15 minutes. So teeter-tottering in that all-time high, 59.20. I mean, we had a nice break to 59.76, but it's not giving us that confirmed breakout. We're staying above it. So let's take a look at a 5-minute chart. As we can see on the 5-minute chart, it's breaking down. You know, so that was a resistance. Yes, it came out a little bit, FOMO chasers chasing it, but it is starting to break down. So there is no clear confirmation of a breakout where it's completely breaking out above that all-time high, 59.20. 3-minute candlestick looks like it's flatlining, consolidating. 1 minute's probably even going to look worse. So yeah, no confirmed breakout. You know, this is not really on the 1-minute chart. This is not really a confirmed breakout. You know, yes, it broke through above the resistance, broke through it a little bit by 50 bucks. But, you know, it didn't close above it and stay above it and maintain that level. It is starting to break down. So we'll see as time goes on, whether it's going to completely break down or if it's going to hopefully, you know, if traders are going to hold that 59.20 and support that 59.20. But she's got to stay up above that all-time high in order for this to really be bullish. SkyTech, crypto traders equals integrity. Yes, it's that honesty and integrity. You know, we definitely want to be the last frontier and keeping it rec real. And it's all about keeping it real in this crypto space these days, man, to be honest with you. You still hold NEO. I haven't looked at NEO, but, you know, depending on what your entry was, I wouldn't panic on NEO. You know, it's not Ponzi coin or strong hands that you're holding. Oh, it's recognized real. Rec real, thanks, man. Yeah, it's recognizereal.com. Recreational real. That should be another domain name for you. Call you recreational real. No, dude, I didn't have my coffee, man. It's Starbucks. I mean, it's Burger King coffee. It's crap, dude. I'm not used to drinking this. I'm used to drinking like the bold, strong coffee. You know, you take one sip and it's an eye opener. But yeah, it's still like 90% full. Yeah, it's horrible coffee, but I needed something. It was close. It was right by my daughter's school. And I was like, I got to have coffee. And I couldn't drive, you know, 3 miles just to get the Starbucks. You know, K-Boss List, you just got to stick to the solid coins. Really stick to the solid coins. Stay away from the junk. Yeah, the junk coins are hard to judge. 59.73, 59.72. Let's see if it gets above that all-time high of 59.76, and she is. So, you know, traders are supporting this thing. They are supporting it. It's not completely breaking down or just consolidating in that 59.20. What else is flying today? F is lagging. LTC, that's not too bad. 61.81. I think I saw it at 50 bucks, 55 bucks. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? But yeah, it looks like everybody's moving to BTC today. BTC is where it's at. Where's OMG and NEO? NEO 2874. That's really not too bad for it, to be honest with you. 2874 is not too bad. It's not completely breaking down below 25 bucks. I think, yeah, I saw it the other day at 28 and change, and then it went up to 30, now back to 28. So, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it should be in the 30s and just hovering in the 30s, but, you know, when people are moving to BTC, then there we go, 6,000. Breaking 6,000 with a vengeance. You know, 6,000 didn't even slow it down whatsoever. And we're looking at the 15-minute chart. So 15-minute candlestick price action movement. Oni, later, buddy. Thank you for joining. Too much FOMO for a big pullback. Yeah, I mean, it's going to have a pullback. It's healthy. You got to remember, it's healthy to have a pullback. It just can't keep going up. It can't keep going up to 6,500, 6,600, you know, 7,000. It can't. You know, the crash is just going to be massive then. It's going to have, it has to retrace. It has to take a breather. And then it gets another leg up. You know, but there are people that are going to be chasing this thing because it's going up and not realize, you know what? It's going to have a pullback. It's only logic. Oh, you got NEO at $6. You're good, buddy. Oregon Homegrown, you're good. You are good. I'm trying to chug that coffee, Recreational Real. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Recreational Real. RecognizeReal.com. Check him out. Great graphic designing. Creates a lot of memes too. I'm surprised you haven't done one of me yet from the live stream from when I was interviewing Daniel. OMG got assassinated. What was OMG at? So 60.5490 is currently the all-time high. We'll see if it sustains 6,000. So really, you know, if this is going to be, you know, very bullish, it should maintain 6,000. It has to maintain 6,000 and not completely break down below 6,000. But you know, we'll see what she does as time goes on. Where's OMG? But we got to remember too, I mean, this happened last time where BTC was just taken off and ultra bleeding. Ultra bleeding. Where's OMG? I know she's on here somewhere. Man, crypto, I had a lot of cryptocurrencies to this. A lot of cryptocurrencies, which is good. Yeah, I mean, I got out of my OMG position, and I told you guys, I bought at 9. I got out at 8.35, took a little bit of a hit. But yeah, it's just, you know, with BTC going up, a lot of things are going to be lagging. They really are. But it seems to be finding a nice base of consolidation. And that really is a nice base of consolidation where it is right now. It hasn't really completely broken down below, you know, this line here. This is the support line, and that's been ever since October 15th. So ever since October 15th, it's been holding this line very well. Now, it could easily break down. Definitely could easily break down. 759, 760 is a line that it's holding. So as long as it holds this, you know, it's short-term bullish to an extent. because it's holding a key level of support. But if it doesn't hold it and it breaks, you know, that $7, 7.14 could be in sight and possibly hitting $7. Let's get to BTC though. All right, doesn't look like it's maintaining that 6,000. But it's not too far away. So I mean, it's still bullish. It hasn't completely broken down to where she came from. And, you know, if I had to say, you know what, where's she going to possibly retrace to if she does have a short-term retracement, you know, it would be probably the 57.50-ish. Somewhere in the range of 58 to 57.50 is possibly where she could retrace down to. But she's got to hold. She's got to hold that at least 59.20. Between 59.20 and 58.75, she's got to hold that line and hold it well. So as long as traders are there to support it at that specific price point, then it'll do well. If they're not there to support it, then we know what's going to happen. I hope some things do float it to ETH. I want to see ETH do very well. I mean, I definitely want to see, you know, BTC, ETH, and Litecoin do very well. In my opinion, those are the three dominating cryptocurrencies. No, ETH is not moving. It is not moving at all at the current time. I think everybody's interested in BTC, and that's it. You cracking up in the cab. Nice. Cab driver's probably like, what are you listening to? What's a good thing you weren't live streaming this when I first started the live stream, or, you know, viewing in when I first started the live stream. I don't know if you caught this early, Recreal. Yeah, it's holding this level very well. It really is. I mean, even as we get granular, it's not really showing us any signs of completely breaking down. Not yet, at least. Not yet. But this is a huge move. This is a huge move. You know, basically from 9:30 a.m. this morning, you know, being at 56.50 to hitting 60.50. I mean, that's huge. You know, we're looking at a $400 gain within a very short period of time. Hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, so to that extent. I mean, I think LTC, you know, should make a run up with BTC. And same thing with Ether as well, too. But everybody wants that Bitcoin gold. You know, they all want that glitter and gold. But, you know, my honest opinion is, you know, we'll see what happens, you know, if and when SegWit 2x happens. You know, I think, you know, once they do the snapshot, if SegWit 2x is going to happen and people are going to get the, you know, Bitcoin 2x, I think right after the snapshot is taken and they know that they're getting their 2x, you know, I can see some profit taking happening in BTC then. Yeah, but I think a lot of people want to maintain and have BTC because of Bitcoin Gold and possibly, you know, Bitcoin 2x. Bitcoin can't be shorted. I mean, if they offer margin, you can short, but I wouldn't short BTC. No way, not at all. Oregon homegrown. Shorting is a dangerous, dangerous game. Let's see, at what point will shorts be forced to buy back in to cover their short position? Well, they're either, I mean, if they have strong hands, they're going to hold it and be liquidated. And that's just going to add, you know, fire to the fuel to the upside because they're buying. They got to buy to cover, or they're going to be adding on to that short position. So, you know, they're going to be scaling back in and adding in at a higher price to raise their cost average. That's probably what they're going to be doing if they have capital left over. And if not, and they have those strong hands and they believe that it's going to drop and it doesn't drop and it just keeps going up, they're going to get liquidated. They will get liquidated. They're going to be caught with their pants down, basically. Yeah, shorting is a dangerous game. I mean, you really got to be careful. Yeah, the stock market's inflated. It's inflated. To be in a bull market for this long is unheard of. Unheard of. And the crash is just going to be massive. That's the only thing that scares me about the stock market. The crash is going to be massive. Yeah, Theo, I agree with you. I agree with you. There definitely will be a pump, you know, after this fork, and possibly, you know, we'll see what happens with 2x. You know, so if 2x is going to happen, people are going to still maintain their Bitcoin because they want to get that Bitcoin 2x. But right after they get it, or I mean, they don't have to really wait to get it. As long as a snapshot happens, they don't need to maintain their BTC. They can sell their BTC. So I think, you know, once that snapshot happens, you know, the blockchain, and they're still maintaining BTC, they're going to dump BTC. They're going to lock in the profit of BTC, and that's when there's going to be a correction. So when they, you know, when they sell their BTC, they're going to be waiting to buy back on the correction. The market cap of Bitcoin is now worth more than the market cap of Goldman Sachs. Are you sure about that? I don't know. I don't know what the market cap of Goldman Sachs is. I thought it would be more than $100 billion. What is the market cap currently at? So we're getting a little bit of retracement. It's healthy. It needs to do it. It needs to breathe. Panic about. The chat is delayed. That's not good. Rick Real, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day at work. Market cap 174 billion. So that 179 billion was, you know, the previous high. It was like a little over 179 billion dollars. So current market cap of BTC 99 million. Oh, I'm sorry, 99 billion 126 million. So I don't know. And it shows the price at 59.58. So when the actual price was, you know, $100 more, then yeah, this thing was $100 billion. $100 billion market cap. But yeah, Ethereum is definitely lagging. It's definitely lagging. I mean, even though it is maintaining the #2 spot, and it has always maintained that #2 spot, you know, I think the high was $36 billion was the high on Ethereum. And that was when Bitcoin was like, I don't know, 50, maybe $55 billion market cap at that time. So, you know, BTC is not going anywhere. It's not. People in Zimbabwe are paying $10,000 per Bitcoin. Insane. Insane. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, replay to 2x. Yeah, if they don't have replay, you know, I would be careful about moving your BTC gold, your BTC, you know, 2x. Yeah, secure your Bitcoin first. You know, lock them down, put them on lockdown, and then, you know, do whatever you want to do with the gold or the 2x. Stock market's a scam. Oh, dude, indeed, 100%. That only benefits the elite. That's it, the 1%. Maybe, you know, the 1% of the 1%, you know, the ones that are on top of the 1%, and there are some that are on top of the 1%. Yeah, it only benefits them, unfortunately. It's a big scam, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people see it that way too. I can see, you know, you see it that way. What happens in stocks if you short and the float is so low that during liquidation you cannot buy back all the shares? Well, I mean, during liquidation, they're liquidating it for you. So then, yeah, you're stuck with a losing position. But yeah, they'll liquidate it. They'll sell it instantly. They'll sell it instantly. I've never seen anybody being stuck in that position. And to be honest with you, if something has a completely low float, you know, it'll be unshortable, because there are stocks that you cannot short at all because there's just not much liquidity at all. So, you know, you can't short every single stock. There's a lot of stocks that you can't short because there's just the float is so tiny. So they'll do is they'll make it unshortable. Sometimes you can borrow You know, you got to really look around. You know, there are some that will hold a little bit of liquidity to allow you to short, but on the major exchanges, yeah, they'll make it unshortable. Yeah, there's been times where I wanted to short something and I'm like, oh, can't short it, cannot short it. Yes, the longest bull run ever. Bull runs normally last 5-6 years at the most. Yeah, this has been crazy. You know, this has been what, since 2009 it started, I would say. 2010 maybe, this bull run. You know, it's insane. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, the crash is going to be massive. It's going to be a massive crash when it happens. Not if it's going to happen, when it happens, because it will happen. But yeah, I want to see this thing get to 100 billion. Price is showing 60.25, but on CoinMarketCap is showing, you know, 59.75. The nerve of Obama to put us in an 8-year bull run. Oh, what do you think Trump is going to do? What do you think he's going to do? Could it be a couple more years of a bull run because of Trump? Holding up something that shouldn't be held up? It's got to retrace. It's healthy. It needs to retrace. You know, people are just going to be caught off guard and end up losing a lot of money. I mean, that financial crash, you know, hurt a lot of people, especially the people that were looking to retire. You know, if you were young, it didn't really matter because, you know, you got time to recover. You know, I was like my buddy, you know, when I helped him out with his 401k, I was like, dude, you're young. You got years and years and years before you retire. You want to be aggressive. But yeah, I've been trying to tell him to start trimming his position, become a little more conservative than being aggressive, because this is just, it's overly bloated, completely bloated. So Scott M, if you're listening, you know, we had the conversation. But yeah, you definitely want to be a little more conservative now. Still have a position, you know, where you're somewhat aggressive, but yeah, you got to reallocate at this time. And then once the market does crash, then become a little more aggressive. But yeah, anybody that's close to retirement, yeah, they should not be aggressive at all in any of their positions, because at any time, you know, 40, 50%, 60% can get wiped out, and you're relying on that money for your retirement. You know, you don't have 10 years, you know, 8 years to make that back up. 1,000% holding stocks last year. Crypto made you 10,000% in 1 year. Yeah, you know, in the stock market, you know, you get that 5-10% return. You're like, yes, 8% return, sweet. But yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing compared to the cryptocurrency market, of course. Cryptocurrency market, you know, 100% gainer. You know, it's nothing. It's nothing at all. It's like it feels like it's the norm, and it shouldn't be the norm. You know, we'd be misled to think it's the norm. But yeah, man, when I traded the stock market, man, 8% return on an annual basis. That's what everybody's goal was. You get 10% return. You're like, whoa, I beat the average. I got it. I beat the average. But yeah, now thinking about it, it's like, well, that was nothing. You can make 100% return in a very short period of time. Lazy J, good morning. You know, sorry I didn't give anybody, you know, a lot of people shout outs on this, but anybody that's new to this live stream, thank you so much for finding us. We do appreciate it. It's a pleasure to have you here. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. And definitely stay connected with us on Steemit, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. Should you naked short BTC? Definitely not. You know, I mean, that happens in the stock market a lot. You know, naked short, it happens like crazy. And I'm like, you know, how do they allow this to happen? No naked shorting on BTC. I don't think they would allow it. Yeah, market cap doesn't seem to be going up. But yeah, I mean, it's holding that level. It really is. Let's look at this on the 1 minute. It's holding that level. So, you know, considering it fell, you know, to a little under 5,000, 59.85, you know, it wasn't a massive crash, you know, back to, what is that? The 50-day moving average. You know, it didn't come to the 50-day moving average and bounce back up. It's maintaining a nice healthy level. Yeah, it's going to have these little corrections here and there, unless we see a bigger dip where they start really getting below, you know, the 50 and 100-day moving average, especially depending on what time frame you're looking at. These are the 1-minute time frames. So each candlestick represents 1 minute worth of price action movement. But if we look at a bigger time frame, then, you know, the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages are going to be at a different price point. So currently, right now, on the 1-minute chart, we have the 200-day moving average sitting at, you know, $5,739. But yeah, that's too granular for me. Way too granular. You know, minimum at least, you know, 5, 15, 30-minute charts is usually what I like to look at. And if you look at that, you're like, man, that's a parabolic move. Yes, absolutely right, boss list. Quantitative easing on Obama. But yes, slashing corporate taxes, slashing taxes for the rich, and keeping the poor poor is how Trump is going to hold up the stock market. Time to water the tree of liberty with politicians and banksters. Indeed. I like that comment, man. I like that comment. Let me see. Theo HX, he's going to push DPRX, so South Korea, into a corner and have him strike a false flag. Yeah, I mean, you know, anytime there's a threat of war, it does cause a dip in the market. You know, anytime there's a threat of war. And that could be used to, you know, to his advantage. He's a businessman, you know, he wants to make money. You know, he could use that to his advantage. You know, a while back, you know, when he was tweeting, you know, about these Fortune 500 companies, you know, before he became president. I mean, actually, it might have been after his election, before the inauguration. You know, he was tweeting about some of these companies, and they were dropping. You know, Boeing dropped. I forget something else. There's a couple other ones that dropped, and I'm like, man, I mean, like, what's to say that he's not in cahoot with some of his best friends and saying, hey, I'm going to put out a tweet about Boeing, and it's going to drop. So you short it now and then buy back at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, it's pure manipulation. Pure manipulation. Rowena saying good. So I'm assuming these are the good YouTubers. So me, Chart Guys, Ryan Lee. Yes, you know what, Ryan Lee. Yes, you're absolutely right. I am subscribed to Ryan Lee. He's definitely good. Definitely good. Screen Boo. Yes, definitely. Dope Forever or Dobie Forever. Never heard of that person, but I'll definitely check it out. I'll definitely check it out. You know, if you guys recommend somebody, I'll definitely check it out. And if I think they're good, I'll subscribe. But I'll definitely, you know, give them a couple of minutes of my time. But if they're not, then yeah, there's no sense in me resubscribing to them or even checking them out. Like, I really get it. It's very rare that I get a chance to to check out a lot of these YouTubers. I just don't have the time for it, to be honest with you. I got 3 kids. I'm always running around. But you know, if I do find somebody good, like, you know, Omar, you know, I try to tune in as much as I can. And if I end up missing the live stream, you know, during the weekend, maybe late at night when my kids are sleeping, I'll try to catch, you know, a little bit of the segment. But there's a lot of them that I haven't caught at all. A lot of them that I missed. Let's see. What do you see happening with a remittance tax rate going down and money moving back in? Daniel, actually, I have no clue. I have no clue at all. I'm not going to BS you and make up an answer. I have no clue. Maybe we're going to attack Libya again and rape the rest of their riches. Oh, man, come on. Come on, all presidents suck when it comes to minding our own shit. Yeah, I mean, you know, think about it. What is the US dollar backed by? Let's see if you guys can tell me what the US dollar is backed by. See if you guys have the same thought process as I do. Go ahead and shoot it out. What is the US dollar backed by? Yeah, somebody had mentioned crypto grinders. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, so yeah, somebody else had mentioned it. I will definitely check it out. The bad ones. Suppo man, high on coins. Oh yeah, chain coins, chain coin, high on coin. Yeah, a lot of people gotten taken advantage of, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, you know, thanks for blasting them on this channel. Blast them if you want to. If you think somebody's misled you, misled other people, go ahead and put them out. You know, let all the viewers know. Full faith and trust of the US government. Daniel, you always say the funniest thing, man. That's what they want us to believe, you know? It's like somebody saying, hey, you know what? Come check out my YouTube channel. And while I have you here, I got a great opportunity for you where I can take your money. That's basically what that means. Full faith and trust of the US government. Oh, man. Nothing more. Let's see if you guys get it right. Our military, you're almost there. You're right. You know, Crypto Cutter, you're right. But yeah, that wasn't what I was thinking. But yeah, the military is part of it. But the military has to do something. Let's see if you guys are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. It's backed by the fact that you go to jail if you don't pay taxes in dollars. Yeah, man, Wesley Snipes did some prison time. Wesley Snipes was in jail for tax evasion. Yeah, they will throw you in jail. More paper. Yeah, paper that grows on trees. I got tons of it in my backyard. My deck is full of leaves. You know, I should pull that and be like, yep, I got money now. They're printing it out like it's grown on trees. That plus the petrodollar system. Yes, that too. US backed by the most powerful military on the planet. Now, Oregon homegrown. Let's really talk about that. Do we really think that the US is the most powerful military on the planet? Honestly, do you really think that? And reason why a lot of people think that is because we've gone to war so many freaking times. So many times. Think about a country that has not flexed its muscle yet. Think about a country that has not flexed its muscle. That is the most powerful military on this planet. It's not the US Army. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend anybody at all. I got a lot of respect for service people. I got friends that are in the military, in the US military. Does not mean it, you know, I'm not trying to disrespect them at all. But reason why people think that, you know, the US is the most powerful military on this planet is because we've gone to so many wars. So many wars. But think about one country that has not gone to war, that has not flexed its muscles, but in my opinion is the most powerful military on this planet. Let's see if you guys can get that right. Well, see if you guys can get right the, you know, what the US dollar is backed by, and then see if you guys can figure out, you know, what really is the most powerful military on this planet. US is backed by the gun, our ability to wage war. Yeah, basically, fear and war. That's what it's backed by. The US dollar is backed by fear and war, unfortunately. Unfortunately. See, we are at the moment, but it's changing. Look out for China. Crypto Cutter, 100%. I agree with you, 100%. China, in my opinion, is the most powerful military on this planet. It is. Do your research. You'll find out. But they don't flex their muscles. They don't flex their muscles. They don't just go to war over oil. You know, these wars that we've been in, it's over oil. That's what it is. You know, let's think about it. You know, Yugoslavia, years and years and years ago. Why did we go to war? It wasn't because there was ethnic cleansing going on. It's BS. You know, you got to really think outside the box. It's because they were going to have gas pipelines, oil pipelines going through there. That's why, you know, we went in there. But we said, oh, we're going in there because there's ethnic cleansing that's going on. That's BS. If that was the case, US would have been in Rwanda when ethnic cleansing killed millions and millions, thousands of Africans. Where were we? Where was the US? They didn't care because there's no interest. There's no pipelines going through Rwanda. Let's see. First 3 crypto mentors when you started. Crypto Traders Room. Nice. Ryan Lee, chart guys. That's awesome. That is awesome. You know, stick to the solid people that are not going to mislead you. That are not trying to sell you something. They're not pumping coins. They're not pumping ICOs left and right. All different ICOs every single day. Can't fight nukes. So, I mean, yes, you can't fight nukes, but do you think US is the only one that has nukes? You know, do you not think China has nukes? You know, I wouldn't put it past China. I'm sure they have nukes. You think they're going to allow the US to be, you know, one of the only countries that has nukes? Definitely not. Definitely not at all. No way. Yes, Dylan, absolutely, man. Absolutely. They own so much debt of US debt. They own it. And US can't even pay the principal on that debt. They're only able to pay the interest. So really, I mean, World War III is going to be the war of debt, my honest opinion. You know, World War III happens, it's going to be the war of debt. US is not going to be able to pay back the debt. They can't pay the principal. They can only pay the interest. You know, now that I think about it, man, my kids have like thousands and thousands of dollars of saving bonds, US saving bonds. I'm cashing them out, taking that money, putting it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin for them. That's what I'm going to do. You know, actually, no, I won't do that. You know, when I'm able to buy Crypto 20 on an exchange, that's what I'm going to put it into. I'm going to take their $10,000 that they have. I'm going to put it into Crypto 20 when it's listed on an exchange. And, you know, and they'll hoard Crypto 20 for, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. And they'll look at it back, you know, then and be like, wow, that was probably the best investment my dad ever made for us. Now we're whales. Now we got a couple $1 million. But you know what? That's what I'm going to do. So the saving bonds, yeah, you're basically paying the debt that the US owns. They're taking that money and paying off the interest, basically. They're taking that money and waging war. They're taking that money and building drones. China's bankrupt. Yeah, because they spent all their money, you know, basically buying US debt. US has more current debt and future unfunded liabilities than the rest of the world combined. Yeah, we go to war left and right. You know, left and right. I'm surprised we haven't gone to war yet, to be honest with you. Every president at least has 2 wars that they go through, at least minimum or maximum 2 wars that they go through. So Trump hasn't gone to 1 war yet. It's due. And that's probably going to be North Korea, Iran, Syria. So he's probably going to have 3 wars before his terms are done. And imagine what that's going to do to the US debt. Imagine what that's going to do to taxes. Although the nukes are on a floppy disk. Oh, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep this going probably until 11:45, 10 minutes. We'll see, you know, what BTC does, answer some of the questions and have a conversation with you guys. And then I'll be ending the live stream. But it's still holding that 6,000. Still holding that 6,000. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. How do you collect debt from a 400-pound gorilla? I don't know, man. Tell us, Oregon Homegrown. Tell us. I'm sure it's something funny. There's a possible attack on the fiat system. Large numbers of people maxing out credit cards, buying BTC. You know, and that's scary. That's scary because they really, you know, they're spending money that they don't have. And that's the thing about, you know, I talked about need and want. You know, when you talk about, you know, things that you want, a lot of people don't spend money. Oh, I'm sorry. A lot of people spend money that they don't have to buy the things that they don't want. I don't need it. You know, if I was broke and I needed to use a credit card, I'm going to buy the things that I need, not the things that I want. But yeah, you're right. You know, people are taking payday loans, you know, to buy cryptocurrency. I think, you know, somebody did that a while back. You know, somebody was telling me that they were ranting on Reddit. You know, they took out a payday loan to get into a scam coin because one of the YouTubers told them that it was going to go to from 10 cents to all the way to when I was at like 18 cents, all the way to $1. What coin was it? Basic attention token, BAT. And he took out a couple $1,000 payday loan and got into BAT because that YouTuber told him it's going to $1. What did it do? I mean, it's just, don't spend money you don't have, especially on things that you do not need. Rowena, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to beg the difference on that one. I'm sorry. That's not somebody I would put on my list. So wait, let me see. Did you give us an answer yet for that 400-pound gorilla? You don't collect debt from a 400-pound gorilla. That's why China's no threat. China's a big threat, dude. China's probably one of the biggest threats, to be honest with you. It really is. They have the military power. They own U.S. debt. They own a lot of property in the U.S. I think they own more land in the U.S. than probably any other country. They own a lot of land in the U.S. I don't know how much. You guys can maybe Google it and find out how much land they actually own in the U.S., but they do own a lot of land. Yeah, Jack, we're still going, buddy. Thanks for joining. China has done more than any other nation to hinder overall growth of humanity. Yeah, dude, every country's got its issues. Every country's got its issues. Some are more evil than others. Yes, they do own a lot of Africa. They've invested a lot of money in Africa. They definitely have. And I think they see the potential in it. They really do. But, that benefits them as well, too. It really does. All right, still a little bit under 6,000. Let's see what, before I get off this live stream, what all the other cryptocurrencies are doing. Try to refresh this market cap and see if this market cap has gone up. BTC has not topped the 100 billion yet. I remember when it was like $10 billion, $12 billion, and that seemed like, just yesterday. So I mean, we're almost at a 10x growth. But we got to remember, past performance is not indicative of future performance at all. So, don't look at this saying, well, you know what? We went up 10x within 8 months. It can go up another 10x within 10 months. Don't look at it that way at all. Future performance is not indicative of past performance is not indicative of future performance. I think our biggest weakness in our electrical grid. Yeah, we do have a big weakness in the electrical grid. And without electricity, oh man, I remember years and years ago, anybody from New York, you guys probably remember this. Yeah, there was a complete blackout in the Northeast, not just New York City, in the Northeast. There was a blackout that happened. And I was like, whoa, is this the start? Is this the start? Qtum, such a teaser, huh? Where is it? Number 13, 1168. Yeah, I saw this thing like under 10 bucks on BITFINEX. And I was like, basically when it was listed, it got pumped a little bit and then it kind of came down. But I mean, a lot of things are going to be taking a hit today because BTC is really going up. But I mean, if you really believe in it and it's solid, make sure you have those strong hands if that's the case. Yeah, dude. I briefly read about it. I didn't have really a chance to read about it too much, but yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right. They do. There has to be something in it for them, or they wouldn't be, investing in Africa. They wouldn't be at all. Yeah, was it 2006? I think 2003 when that complete blackout happened in the Northeast. That was the craziest thing I've seen. You remember that day you were like a little kid? Oh man, so you're making me feel old. You're making me feel old, bud. What is LTC doing? All right, ETH is making a little bit of a comeback, you know, from 308 to 312. LTC. LTC. Yeah, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, that would have been the resistance where I plotted that out. It broke through it with a vengeance, but it didn't maintain it. It failed to maintain that breakout at all. Yeah, it had, I mean, you know, profit taking happened. People sold. They were happy. They locked it in. Nothing wrong with that. It's healthy. It's normal. But, you know, it didn't maintain a key level of resistance. And when I mean maintain it, I don't mean, you know, break out above it. I mean, close above it. It didn't close above it at all. And then attempted to get up above it, came right back down. So it's hopefully going to maintain it here as time goes on. But it has to maintain key levels of resistance before we can say, you know what, all right, so, you know, we're in a bullish pattern right now because it is closing at key levels of resistance and it's maintaining those type of moves. But, you know, twice it failed to maintain that level. So we'll see, you know, on this 30-minute chart, if it maintains that level and closes above that level. And then depending on the next candlestick to see, you know, how that candlestick opens up. If it opens up below the closing price of the previous candlestick, then that's going to be bearish, short-term bearish. But if it opens up above the prior candlestick's closing price, then that's going to be kind of short-term bullish. It just has to close above a key level of resistance. You know, that's really what it has to do, Blake. And then it's somewhat bullish. It's short-term bullish. Monero is one of your major moonshots. What is Monero doing? So Oregon homegrown, you got strong hands on Monero. Where is Monero? It's a pretty ugly chart. Pretty ugly chart. It's not sustaining any type of moves. I mean, it's getting up, breaking down, getting up nice, breaking down. It's not maintaining these type of moves at all, especially on the 30-minute chart. Now, if we look at, you know, a 2-hour chart, then it looks like it's somewhat healthy. 4-hour chart looks like it's somewhat healthy, but on the 30 minutes, it's not. Probably 15 minutes, it's even going to look worse. Yeah, that's pretty ugly. It's not maintaining any type of upward moves. It's breaking down completely. But I don't know, we'll see how it does here. As long as it can maintain, you know, that key level of resistance that it had in the past, where it completely broke out above it and then just broke down, but then also has to maintain the highs of these breakouts here. And it just has to close above them, consolidate above it, but not, you know, go above it and break down. How do you decide when to sell a coin? You know, you can look at your moving averages, you know, when you have your, you know, smaller moving averages, whether it's a 710, 717, whatever this two smaller averages is. So like, you know, if your 17 would cross underneath your 50, then, you know, it's going to be bearish. But, you know, you want to look at resistance as well, too. You know, where are the resistance at? And you want to start locking in profits at key level of resistance, because more likely it will get to it and break down. So, you know, why was that level of 92.56 important? So let's see, you know, if you can look at the past history, it can kind of give you an idea of where it can kind of break down to. So, you know, it's somewhat of a, you know, prior support could become current resistance, just like prior resistance can become current support. So if we look at this right here, where it completely came down from $103 right over here, this was about, let's see, the low on that was $91.24. So $91.24, and that's not all the time. You know, it's just the probabilities that prior support can become current resistance. And considering that she completely broke through that prior support here and it didn't really teeter-totter, it completely broke down through it. So then, you know, that prior support here could become the current resistance. And it basically is. I mean, it broke out above it a little bit, came right back down, completely broke through it, went up, broke down. It's just, as you can see on these candlesticks here, it's having a hard time closing above that resistance. Yes, it broke out above it and it came back down. It just really had a hard time breaking out and closing above it, except for here, except for the current price action movement that we're currently seeing, where on this candlestick, yes, it did close above that prior resistance. And here it stayed above that prior resistance and in the hopes of getting up above the second level of resistance. So we'll see exactly how this plays out to see if this is going to close above the second area of resistance. So that's really what you want to look at when you're kind of plotting out your exits and entries, is really support and resistance. And then of course the moving averages too. You know, when you have your second smallest moving average dipping below your third smallest moving average, because I have 3 moving averages on here. What do I have? 7, 17, 50, 100, and 200 day moving averages. Civics, I have no clue what is going on with Civics today, but unfortunately I do have to get off this live stream, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining. I do appreciate it. Appreciate you guys, you know, pounding that like button. You were on that like button. Anybody new that found us, it's a pleasure to have you. Welcome. Don't become a stranger. Make sure you click on that subscribe button as well as the post notification. Stay connected with us on Steam, at Twitter, as well as Facebook, and sign up for our mailing list by going to cryptotradersroom.com. You'll just click on join now, answer the brief questionnaire, and then that invitation will get sent to us. We'll go ahead and take a look at that application, vet that application based on, you know, the questions that are answered, and then we'll go ahead and send you an invitation to our general Slack chat room. It's a chat room. It's a very small chat room, but it's a safe chat room where you can converse with like-minded people and not have to worry about being misled, misrepresented. You know, you don't have to worry about somebody telling you to buy a coin because it's going to go to the moon. That is not what we're about. You know, we're basically, you know, the last frontier and keeping it real with honesty and integrity. And Crypto Traders Room, you know, it's really a place where we eat, drink, sleep, dream, trade, and invest in digital currencies. So definitely join the decentralized revolutionary trading room. And I say decentralized because it's not controlled by me at all. It's really what you make of it. So if you do join this chat room, add value to it. Bring value to this chat room. Share information, share news. Don't spread FUD. Don't spread panic. You know, don't tell people to buy a coin because you happen to be heavily invested in it. And if that is the case, you know, we will ban you from that chat room. It's a privilege to be in part of Crypto Traders Room. It is not a right at all. We don't just invite anybody. We're very selective on who we allow in there. And it's a community that I want to grow. It's a community that I want to thrive, where they can come in and converse and not feel like they're going to be ripped off. They're going to be misled. They're going to be taken advantage of. You know, there's a lot of places that happens at, and Crypto Traders Room is definitely one of those, not one of those places that it will happen. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining. Nothing but the utmost respect for everybody on here. I want to thank you guys for joining. Have a blessed weekend. Peace and love.